number 6 on page 5. Now, the reason that Mia's mad at this one is because of the fractions, but actually we're really happy about these fractions because when we distribute and focus on autofocus lock, we distribute, we end up getting 10/5 A minus 15/5 B with that first term. And we get 8 over 2 B plus 4 over 2 A with that second term. We could get a common denominator, but what's even cooler, before we go crazy and try to do all the math, which is very good, why don't we, I think these simplify, don't they? Yes, ma'am.
Are we doing the number strips?
We are doing the number strips today. Why have I not passed them out at the moment? I know, at the moment. I was wondering when someone's going to ask it. So your group's going to get a point because you did think to ask. Yesterday, there was one group that didn't put anything on their paper. I'm not psychic. I do not remember exactly what group you're sitting in. Either put some people's names, like at least put Addison's name, at least one person's name, or if you're just that lazy, at least put what table you're at. So I'm at table 6. That way I know who is who. Natalie, you can give your group a point because I completely forgot to pass that this morning. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to do this one quickly. I know you're trying to get points, but just, if I get stuck, but we'll do this one fast. Okay, 10 over 5 reduces to 2. 15 over 5 reduces to 3. 8 over 2 reduces to 4. 4 over 2 reduces to 2. So we were scared of this problem, but actually, it ends up being a nice one because of the specific, like 10 over 5 reduces to 2. It ends up being a nice, pretty problem. Now, Seth was right. We could have gotten the same common denominator, but Seth's trying to create a whole bunch more work for himself. It's super easy from here for me. I just have to combine my A's and get 4A, and then combine my B's and get plus B. Okay, are there any issues on number 6? Now, looking at your homework, I agree. On this page, number 6 would have been the hardest. Absolutely. Okay, and then someone asked about the backside. They specifically wanted number 6 and number 7, which is terrific. I'm surprised no one asked about either 3 or 5 because those are the ones with fractions, but hey, it is what it is. So on number 6, is everyone ready to go? I see at least one still writing. Okay, on number 6, let's see, A is supposed to be 3/4. C is negative 2 cubed minus negative 8 squared. D is 3. G is 1/3. Okay, so I've got 3/4. If I type in negative 2 cubed in my calculator, I actually end up getting what number? Kelsey, was that you? Who was that? Paige? Who was that? It was you? Okay, you can give your group a point. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. You know 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And negative, negative, negative. 2 negatives make a positive, and that third negative, I'm not trying to flip you off today, that third negative ends up making it for real negative. Okay, and then here's the stomper of the day. You have negative 8 squared. What should you get? Okay, let's give table 2 a point. You should get positive 64 because negative 8 squared, negative 8 times negative 8, should give you a positive 64. Okay, and then I'm still going to write the 3 and the 1/3 just for kicks and giggles at the moment, just because I can. Okay, so you have your calculator. We talked about yesterday how to type in a fraction in it. So if you wanted to, you could type 3/4 times negative 8 in your calculator simply by pressing alpha and then y equals if you're trying to type in a fraction. Okay, so you typed in 3/4 times negative 8, and what did you get?
-6.
Perfect. Does anyone need to see that? Okay, good. Oh. And then we have the negative 64, but what's really cool about 3 times 1/3 is we end up getting Yeah, give your group a point. We end up getting 1, so we actually have negative 6 minus 64, and we get negative 70. Okay, if something went wrong, I'm assuming you made that mistake we talked about yesterday, and you had a negative 64. Or for some reason you didn't follow your order of operations, so you tried to put the terms together before you had completely multiplied everything. Remember we talked about it's PEMDAS. Your math teacher said it for years and years. Multiplication is earlier in that sentence. EMDAS. Multiplication is supposed to win out over addition and subtraction. So if there's any multiplying that needs to be done, you need to do it first. Okay, and then number 7, that's another good one. 7 says B, which is negative 8, minus D is 3 times G, which is a third. And this is all times G squared. Now, I've spent a lot of time in math class, so I know to put everything in parentheses. If you're getting things wrong, one thing might be you're not using enough parentheses. I don't think you could overuse parentheses. You could put every single number you plug in parentheses, and it would not hurt my feelings. Okay, what's the first thing we're supposed to do on this problem? What's the P in PEMDAS? The parentheses, but what's the E? Are there any exponents we need to deal with up here? Yes. Okay, there are exponents, so what's 1/3 squared? It is, I heard it. Was it you again? You can give your group another point. They're going to thank you for today. You do get 1/9. And really, if I was using my brain, and I swear I am this morning, I could have gone ahead and done 3 times 1/3 as well. Have less work to show. What's 3 times 1/3? Okay, I'm going to give it to table 3. They need a point. So negative 8 minus 1 times 1/9. What ends up being your final answer? Natalie's group can have a point. So you get negative 9 times 1/9, and it ends up being negative 1. Okay, I'm really surprised no one asked about number 3. Super surprised no one asked about number 3. Are you just geniuses? Okay, cool. Well, like I said, yes, Paige. Yes, we can do number 5. Like I said, if there are any we don't go over, I intend to post the key once I hear everyone's at least tried. Okay, D is 3. B minus C would be negative 8 minus negative 2, all divided by 3/4 times C, which is negative 2. And I don't know about y'all, but I did not leave enough room for all this. I'm writing a little too large, I guess. Okay, in that numerator, that minus and negative 2, what ends up happening with that?
Positive.
Seth, you can have it. So you're getting a plus 2, so I actually have negative 8 plus 2. So what should I end up with in the numerator?
30 and 4. Positive 4.
I want to know the last number you actually end up with in the numerator.
Negative.
Positive 4. Negative 18. You gotta speak up.
I will not give a point for that. Brewster's giving all my secrets away. Okay, negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. 3 times negative 6 really is negative 18. Brewster is correct. Too bad Brewster and I are in a point system all on our own. I'm telling you, she is the best. She's just so excited. Okay, so you can redeem yourself now. When you multiply 3/4 times 2 in the denominator, what do you end up getting? Yes, dear. You can get 2 points for that. Okay, so I expected him to say negative 6 over 4, but thankfully he is so smart, he went ahead and reduced it to negative 3 over 2 as we discussed yesterday, I can do this mathematically on my paper. I know how. We talked about flipping the second, multiplying, and you were like, what is that? But we also talked about yesterday how to type it just like that in your calculator. And honestly, I think that's the easiest way to go. So, if I were you, Alonda, you're right. That one's dead. If I were you, I'd type it straight in my calculator. So, let's see. Alpha y equals, I want a fraction, negative 18. Clear. Alpha y equals, I want a fraction. Do you have it typed on your screen somewhere? My calculator is not. Alonda was right. All my calculators are dying. I need to buy my own batteries and follow my own suggestion list. Here you go. Perfect. Okay, so if you type it in just like this in your calculator, you end up getting to someone else besides Mr. Brisker know what number.
84.
You can have your point table 6. You end up getting 12.
Error.
One day in table 6, he will leave you, I will reorganize, and you will be sad. So you should end up getting 12. Yes, ma'am.
Could you send me a fare to the main office?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, dear. I figured you did. Okay, but again, if you know the flip the second multiply trick, I would have gotten positive 36 over 3, which does reduce to 12 as well. So I get 12 as well. But I'm doing a little extra work that isn't absolutely necessary because you have this fancy thing called a calculator. Okay. I will post this later. I'm going to walk around now and not get my feelings hurt. You're going to show me you have it done. We're going to make this a fast one. Seth, you did things. Okay. Yeah, take here. Take here. I was gonna add it with beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, dear. You already got it. Okay, you did see it. Not gonna. Oh, might just get a point. Yep. I mean, that'd be cool. See. Yes, yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. I know she's going to get hers.
Can we get points? We all have.
You have so many points. You don't need
We have 3. Oh, God, maybe this
I never saw that sign. I was being one. That happens. And you're a pretty color when we get over it. That was good. That is my name. Oh, and it stopped?
It didn't stop.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. You know, I swear I'll start talking within like 2 days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to go over this and then we're going to have the homework. So, if you do that in the next, you're good. You're good a lot of days while you're.
Oh, I did it.
That was your homework. You already did the new homework? That's great. Well, good. I did. Okay. I'll put a dot and remind you what it's for. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going. Alonde already did tomorrow's homework. Again, if you were being productive during this downtime, you really wouldn't have homework in Algebra 2 it should. Just so you know. Okay, so today we're moving on to translating verbal expressions into algebraic expressions and vice versa, which means we're just going both ways. We're going to be able to translate and go back. We are, thank you. But before I get carried away with my life, let's go over that math workshop, and Addison's going to give her a point for getting me back on track. I forgot to go over the 2 problems from the math workshop. Can you help me with number 7? Someone. You want me to write what? Paige, go ahead. Okay, there is nothing wrong with her answer. Give your group a point. But again, it sure would be nice if we were doing this whole alphabetical order. So I would put N and M in front and move that term without a variable to the end. But I get Miss Compton's being super picky now, so totally understand.
Number 8.
And now number 8, I need help with it. Natalie.
Do you want me to give you an answer or the thing that comes before the answer?
Either way.
Okay, well, I got 3G2 plus 7G minus 4G minus 8G2, and then I got the answer is -5 with the square root of 2 plus 3G.
I'm glad that you're at least listening to me. That makes me happy. Okay, Natalie even told me out loud, she was telling me how she actually distributed the negative to then combine her like terms and get -5, right?
Yeah, -5G with the sum of the 2 plus 3G.
Plus 3G. But, I mean, she makes me happy because she has the correct answer, but she makes me even happier because she, like me, wants to prevent those side errors, so she distributes that negative. Are there any questions on 7 or 8? My goal, because we need to have all these done by Friday, my goal is, since there's a quiz on Thursday, to not do any math workshops on Thursday. That's my plan. Okay, tomorrow we will go over, and then we'll do ACT prep. We were supposed to do stuff today, but I just feel like we need to get to these notes. So, are there any questions on the math workshop?
Do we get a point?
You do get a point. Okay, on the math workshop. I don't know what I was going to say about that. Okay, on to the notes. So, today's notes are actually, it's really easy to go from, I think, in my opinion, it's really easy to go from words to an equation. Not as easy to go from an equation to words. Because with words, you can choose options. You could say subtract or minus, or math is very straightforward, at least in my mind. Okay, so the first one says, write an algebraic expression to represent each verbal expression. Good gravy, it's first period, I can't read. It says the difference between the product of 4 and a number squared and 6. Okay, when I see the word product, what am I supposed to think of? I'm supposed to think of, and you're at 5 already, aren't you? You're supposed to think of multiplication. So I know I'm supposed to, something about product of 4 and a number. When it says a number, what are we supposed to put there? We like to put X. If you want to pick a different variable, you can. So product of 4 and a number, but it says that number is squared. So I need to have X squared. And then it says something about 6. So let me read through the sentence again. It says the difference. The difference. So it's going to be a subtraction sign. The difference between the product of 4 and a number squared and 6. Okay, does everyone, any questions about how we read that sentence and made that expression? Okay, well then let's try the next one. It's 2 more than 4 times the cube, and then there's that phrase again, of a number. So I know anytime I see the of a number, I'm supposed to put in X. So it said 2 more than when you see the word more than, what?
Plus.
It is addition. So more than would be addition, the way the difference was subtraction. So 2 more than 4 times the cube of a number. So where do I put the cube? Do I put it on the 4 or on the x? On the x, because it's on of a number. Cube of a number. And then we get to number 3. 3 times the difference of a number and 8. I got that. 3 times. We could put that. The difference of a number, I know that means x.
You put parentheses x minus x.
Okay, and so if we're going to put parentheses, do we really have to put that multiplication sign then?
No.
No, so I would write 3 and then in parentheses x minus 8. Because it's 3 times, we're going to multiply that 3 times the difference of a number and it has a difference of 8. Jeez Louise, English come out. Math class and English, it's a hard day. And then number 4 is the only one that I think is a doozy. Just because, I don't know, I can't read right now. 15 less than the quotient. What does quotient mean? What operation? So we know there's going to be some sort of division. Of a number cubed, well, of a number means x. So something about x cubed. And 4. So if it's the quotient of a number cubed and 4. So do I put 4 over x cubed over 4? Yes, dear. Well, the of a number cubed, I know it's x cubed. But it is going to be, I agree with that.
What about 15?
15 less than, so what, I actually need to take that and then what?
Put it opposite side.
I need to subtract off 15 because it's 15 less than. So this sounds really silly, and sometimes I have to reorder the words in my head. I always focus on the x part. So I knew that, and I always know it's x when it says of a number. I knew the number was cubed. Something about that number, quotient and 4, so I knew quotient meant divided, so divided by 4. And then it was 15 less than that, so I subtracted 15. And then I read through the sentence again. I look through my equation, and I'm like, yes, those two things go together. Okay, so now we get to do the reverse. Instead of going from verbal to an algebraic, we're going to go algebraic to verbal. So I could say a number squared,
Is different.
or I could be really weird. I could say 9. I could word it weird like they did above. 9 less than a number squared. But the cool thing about English is you don't have to sound just like me. So if Seth wrote a number squared minus 9, he's saying the same thing I'm saying. He's not wrong. Okay, and then equal to, what does that mean in English?
Equals.
Well, we could put equals, or aren't they? They're the same. Your table can have a point. So we're going to say 9 less than a number squared is the same as 70, and this is when I realize I can't spell because I'm actually spelling out 72 rather than writing the number 72. But again, could Seth use different English and still represent the same problem? Yes, he could. If he wanted to put the word equal, 9 less than a number squared is equal to 72, he's still correct. I'm going to do the next 3. Just get them from someone, okay? Okay. The next one, it looks a little difficult.
It's easy. Can I tell you mine?
Yes.
I put it 5 times a number minus a number cubed equals 12.
I don't mind that at all.
Really?
5 times a number minus a number cubed, or the number cubed, equals 12. You know me, I'm going to make it fancy because I'm a math teacher and we tend to make life a little complicated. So I'm going to put the word difference. So the difference between, and then what's another word for multiplication? Product. So I'm going to say the difference between the product of 5 and a number and then I'm going to put and a number. Was I crazy when I wrote this? And a number cubed equals 12. Now, I was trying to be way too fancy because I wanted to put all the vocab terms. Since there was a minus sign, I wanted to put the word difference. Since there was some multiplication, I wanted to put the word product. I got lazy at the end, and instead of saying the same as, I put equals to. Do I really think Tyreek has to write it just like this? No. Can he write a sentence similar to this and still mean the same thing? Absolutely. Okay, let's do 7. And then I'll probably give out some free points for all. Okay, so I'm going to say 8. And what's another phrase for addition? Instead of 8 plus, like 8 more than, or 8 plus would work. 8 more than, I see the fraction, so what word do I need to, okay, 8 more than the quotient. You may give your group a point. Of a number and 4 is the same as negative 16. Now, after we go over this section, and after we take a quiz and move on past this chapter, do I really think in real life you're going to spend all your time taking stuff and writing it in English? Not like this, no. But you've taken the Aspire and you've taken the ACT, and hopefully you're thinking about maybe like AP Stats or some AP classes. So you do have to be able to put English to whatever you do in math. Maybe not this ridiculously, but a little English will do. The last one, there's some multiplication, so I'm going to squeeze in that word product. So I'm going to say the product of 6 and the, what do I see when I see the minus sign, so I need to squeeze in that word difference of a number and 2 equals 14. Okay, and then I'm going to freeze right there and leave it on the screen if you need it. Your homework is on page 11. It's 1 through 10. Heck, you could do 1 through 12 if you wanted. It wouldn't be bad practice. So the first is, I like the top. It's where you rewrite the English to the expression, and then at the bottom there's a couple expression to English. Okay, table 1. How many points did you end up with? 4. Table 2? Table 3? Don't confuse me, Seth. Table 4? 1? Valeria Suarez, y'all have got to do better tomorrow. Table 5? Table 6?
6.
Okay, well, don't y'all think 4 and 5 are good? They just didn't use their words, right? Yeah. And they're going to do a better job of using their words tomorrow. So today, again, we'll give out all the free points. Everyone else had 4 to your score. So that way, table 5 and 4 and 5 will get back up to their points. Add 4 to your score. Or don't add 4 to your score. Stay exactly where you are.
No.
Perfect. Now, 6 plus 4 is 10, but you know.
My bad, that's 10.
You can take off points if you'd like. But while I'm being nice and doing this now, I need table 4 and 5 to speak up because I'm not always going to be this nice. You cannot bank on my niceness. I'm ugly sometimes. Natalie will tell you I'm ugly.
Oh, yeah. She's pretty, but she can get ugly. How about that?
I can be ugly when I want to, so do not bank on my niceness. Goodbye, I will see you tomorrow. Go for it. Is that for work or what? Well, it's Blackman's, but you are more than welcome.
This is
From last night?
It's not homework. I'm glad your calculator works.
Yeah.
Makes for a happy day.
Hello, how are you? Good.
Alright, let me see. What am I supposed to do? Alright, right here. Yep, let me go ahead and take this.
Yeah, I had already.
I'm sorry, you're gonna tell me to be quiet, because you know I'll answer all the questions. And then, Natalie will take this answer. This will take my answer.
I know it's hilarious.
She's
She just
She's
needs,
on it, she's on it.
she needs some
because I-
reassurance that she's on the right track.
Yeah, I got that out of her yesterday. Like, she didn't use her age, I'm sure, homework. She said, this is what I had done, use this. And I said, what?
And did she?
And she did. So I couldn't.
Can't be mad at that.
What's that?
No, you can't get me mad at that.
So, anyway. At all. But now listen, they asked me for a Gracie vote. I'm not saying anything, I'm gonna let you do that.
They asked you what? Oh, well.